in 2030, the second-hand market will catch up with the first-hand market in the fashion industry. So I think for them, if they want to survive, capture the Gen Z generation and so on.
Hi retail lovers, it's Rata from The First, and today with the first episode of the Retail Dose, we have a super special guest, Max from Nopli. Max, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, so I'm Max Herman, CEO of Nopli, and I'm super happy to be here.
So we will start with who you are, and who is your startup, and why you built a Nopli.
Okay, perfect. So again, my name is Max Herman, so I'm co-founder and CEO of Nopli. So Nopli is a company I co-founded with Vincent Ducasse, who I met in a previous experience. And so Nopli, basically, our mission is to accelerate the shift towards a more sustainable commerce. And we do it by providing brands circular economy solutions. In more concrete terms, let's say that we build mini vintage for the brands.
Okay.
So our solution is a second-hand solution, which is white label. And so brands can just launch their second-hand offer effortlessly with an all-in-one solution.
And do you have like any retailer's pain that you observed before building Nopli, or I don't know, any opportunity trends of the second hands that is coming?
Yeah, of course. So the second-hand market is clearly booming. You have, for the brands, you have a lot of that market, their own market, the market of their own brands that they don't capture because it's on independent marketplaces like Vinted or Le Bon Coin. And we wanted to help them capture the market. So in 2030, the second-hand market will catch up with the first-hand market in the fashion industry. So I think for them, if they want to survive, capture the Gen Z generation and so on, they have to address it, but they fear addressing it alone because they fear losing money and so on. So we're here to help.
Interesting. You say that it will catch the first-hand market in 2030, but where are we today then?
Yes, today for the fashion we are between 10 and 20%. It depends about the market. For example, for the car it's way more.
For the cars,
It's like a feather for the other markets. Yes, so today we're between 10 and 20%, but the second-hand market is doubling every 3 years in Europe and in the US.
Okay.
So it's going very, very fast.
Do you observe any different velocity of the trend between, let's say, Europe? Have you tried looking at the US?
Yes, so let's say the US is more advanced. Then we have Europe, which is really dynamic, and in Asia is just starting.
Okay.
I read an interesting article about China, which is just starting with second-hand, but it's going very fast. And yes, Europe, let's say within Europe, France is the more dynamic one, but you have also Germany, Spain, Italy starting it, and so on.
Okay, so you serve customers mainly in fashion, right? But not only.
Yeah, not only.
So how many customers you have right now? Where are you operated in how many countries right now?
Yes, so we are everywhere in Europe, in the Eurozone, let's say.
Okay.
And we address, let's say, 6 sectors. We have fashion, of course, but we have also shoes. We have childcare industry, sports, accessories, and housing.
Okay.
And we have 50 customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you share like some of the names of your customers?
Yes, so we have Jules, which is a very interesting use case for us because it's a major company with a lot of retails in France. We have like Horse Pilot, which is doing horse riding equipment. We have Nobody Knows, which is a Spanish brand doing some childcare products and housing products for childs.
So furniture, let's say.
Furniture, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
And yes, so yes, we have 50 brands, and our first market still is fashion in France, but then we have Spain, we have shoes, a lot of shoe brands.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that shoes. I think because like shoes, they kind of degraded when you
Yeah.
use with time. So I didn't know that secondhand in shoes is also like something
Yeah,
that-
it's quite a different market because when you resell shoes, you sell it, let's say, almost new because I don't know, you want that maybe
You thought it would fit,
once,
but
it doesn't fit, or
I see,
it's a
okay.
gift, or I don't know. So it's a market where the products are in better condition
Yes.
than, for example, fashion.
Okay, thank you. So we learned a lot about your customers, but let's go more in concrete way. Like, how do customers do without you first, and then when you come, what they get?
Yeah. So let's say without a tier party solution, no one is doing it because they don't have. It's really complex to do it. All the products are unique because, of course, it's not the same sweatshirt if it's worn by you or by me.
Okay.
All the products are unique. Also, location are unique because they are at home for the sellers, at the seller's home. Sorry. You have to escrow the funds. So it's really complex. So brands don't have the technical skills internally. Also, they don't really have the business model internally, so they fear losing money. They don't really know how to do it, and they don't have time. So right now, they really need a third-party solution. So we are here to help. You have different models. Our models is based on C2C.
Okay.
So it's sellers directly sells to the buyers.
Yes.
But the brand is still involved with the business model because as a seller, you can choose between a voucher
Yes.
that you will use then on the brand's website or
see.
cash payment. Yeah.
Interesting. Why C2C rather than directly brand to customer? Then why do you think C2C is more interesting for them?
Yes. So if you want to do B2C with secondhand, you have to find the supply. So the supply is at home. At the customer's home. So you have to buy back the supply from the customers. Then you have to do the transport to a warehouse where you will like refurbishing, taking pictures and so on. So it costs a lot. And then you will try to sell the products, but you won't sell 100%. You will say maybe if you're really good, 60%. So it will cost you a lot. And this money that it will cost you, no one wants to pay it. The buyer, the buyer, the seller, or the brand. So C2C, it's having no intermediaries allows it to be profitable.
Okay, I see. Super interesting. So it's like de-risk the business somehow. And are any financial or ecological impacts to share on what your customers get from Nopli?
Yes. So let's say that the brands, they will win a lot of things. They will have, for the first year, maybe 5% additional revenues, which is profitable online. Also, they will have new customers because there is a lot of people that are consuming a brand, but only on Vinted or Le Bon Coin. So all the data we will provide we will provide the brand, sorry. Also, we will give them a lot of dashboard data about their product life cycle. So for the brand, it's really interesting. And 80% of the consumers are waiting brands to involve in some ecological things. So it's really interesting also for them.
But how did you observe this number?
Because there is a US company which is called ThreadUp, which is publishing every year a report about resale.
I see,
And yeah, that's it.
So 80% of customers
Are waiting. For this kind of things.
Yes.
And yes, with the second-hand products, you will just save a lot of liters of water. So, for example, Atelier Tuffry, we launched them 1.5 years ago, and today they have two really interesting outputs. First one, they recruited 2 people thanks to the second-hand service.
Okay.
So that's great. It creates some jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think they saved 8 million liters of water thanks to that. Yeah.
Wow,
so it's a lot.
already. And in like how many months?
In 18.
18 months, 8 million liters of water.
Yeah, because they are doing denim, and denim is is asking for a lot of
Yes,
water.
yes. I love the sparkling in your eyes when you, you talk about the impact. Yeah, so cool. So cool, so cool. What next for Nopli then? Now that you have 50 customers?
It's just the beginning. So we want to have, of course, all the brands in Europe. So we clearly think that tomorrow everyone will wake up and it will be obvious that you can buy secondhand in the directly on the brand's websites. So this is an objective, brand acquisition, let's say, in more business terms. Also, we want to build some long-term relationships with our brands. So we put a lot of efforts to provide them with contents, with data. We're doing business reviews with them, and so on and so on. So they will grow with Nopli, and Nopli will grow with them, and that's really important for us.
I see. So it's not only about the tech side; it's also about the communication side.
Yes, we have three sides, let's say. The tech side, the operational side, because we escrow the funds, we send the emails, and so on and so on. And we also moderate the listings, for example. So if you want to sell something, we will check your listing. And there is also the, let's say, the account management side.
I see. Okay. I want to go back to when you mentioned about Gen Z. Did you observe that it's something that only Gen Z is interested in, or is more diverse?
No, it's more diverse. For example, again, for Atelier Tufri, they have, let's say, an older target, and they are dynamic also. Maybe they were more waiting for this kind of white label solution because it's not a population which is on Vinted. But Gen Z, what is interesting is that they are dynamic and also they are circular. What I mean by circular is that they will buy second-hand, they will buy first-hand, they will sell, they do everything.
I see.
Maybe the older generation, they are doing only one thing.
Only
buying or only selling, but I sell second-hand but I buy new and so on. And a statistic which is interesting is that 70% of the Gen Z consumers, they are looking first for second-hand when they want to buy something.
Wow.
So
this is globally or in Europe?
This is globally. It's the same report.
70%.
Yeah, 70. Yeah. So it's huge.
Yes.
It's huge. Yes. So for brands that want to maybe have more younger customers, it's really a challenge.
Yeah, completely. So thank you so much for all this insight on the second hand. Now, if you have another type of insight that you can share to the retailers that are watching, if you have to choose one.
What do you have in mind?
Like, I don't know, trend in consumer relationship, trend in
of course, yeah. So something I see a lot, and I'm talking with other, let's say, e-commerce enabler solution, is that a huge problem for brands today is the return rates. And I think a good solution for this, when it comes to fashion, is size recommendation solutions. So there is a lot on the market, but I think they are all good maybe. But it really lowers the return rate. So the challenge for this kind of solution is more about the usage than the efficiency. I think this is a great market insight.
Okay, cool. And do you think one day you will add this kind of size recommendation into Nopli? Because customers also need to
of course. So for us, it's we already have the size guides in our. So you really, when you shop on Nopli, you already have a first-hand experience with second-hand, but we have to go further with this kind of solution, and we really need to be at the page in terms of innovation because people shop in Nopli because of the experience.
If you have to recommend one retail tech, a startup or solution of established company, what would it be? that is
Yeah.
not Nopli?
Of course, of course, of course. So a trend which is really booming, I think it's only the beginning, is communicating to your customers through WhatsApp. And a startup that I like, which is doing this, is Wax, WAX. So I think they are doing a really good job. So I recommend them.
Any final words for the audience that are watching today?
Okay, so what I would say is that brands maybe can change their mindset about circular economy and see it a bit more like an opportunity to have more revenues, younger communities and so on, more than a risk, which is a bit the case right now.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Max, for today. Thank you for talking about Nopli with us. And thank you to you as well for watching our first episode. And please don't forget to subscribe to the Retail Dose and see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.